So, oh, right. Now you're going to have to say whether you want anyway, whatever. So hello, everyone. Good to see everybody. We are going to do this cityscape today. And the reason I decided to just preemptively do this is something Nina said, which is that this is a good sort of continuing practice on perspective. And this also turns out really great as you simplify it. So today we're going to sort of focus on smaller sketches in watercolor, a small sketch in watercolor. So I don't know, here, hold on, let me spotlight this so you can see this. This is about, we're not going to grid today. This is about, we're going to use perspective lines to help us get things in the right places. And you're going to decide, how much exactly you want to put in your drawing. But I'm going to encourage you to go small because small forces you to simplify. And it's really fun. It's like kind of satisfying in a way. And these will turn out very different depending on who it is, who's doing it and what you're focusing on and how big your piece is and what exactly your colors are. So I'm going to recommend you do that, but of course you can do whatever you want. As always, you can do whatever you want. And we will discuss at the end of class whether you want to do more of this kind of thing or if we should, move to a different subject. I'm really open. You're the watercolor class now, so we can decide to do what we want to do. All right, so one of the first things to notice, and here, I'm going to move this guy a little bit here, is that yes, this is a single point perspective. And what that means is there's a vanishing point. Where's my markers? My silver marker working? Yeah, great. There's a single vanishing point to which all the horizontal lines go to. So you'll notice here, and I'll take a picture of this. Wait, actually, let me take a picture of this in black and white before I mess it up. So you all have it on the WhatsApp thread. Oh, Olga, these are great. Oh my God, they're great. What were you using?
Yeah. It was just like pens, colorful pens and paper. It was like very simple, several minute sketches, yeah.
I love it. So Olga just shared, Diana has been encouraging Olga to go out and sketch. And she went to a cafe and she sketched, and look at those charming little sketches. Aren't they great? I keep being reminded. I keep being reminded of the bigger view, right? I keep being reminded of how important it is to not remove I know we're working really hard to get better at this, and I know, like, for some people it's a living, for other people it's practice. But what I want you to remember is there's a certain kind of joy in the simple things. And those are the things we want to not forget as we're continuing on. So what does a vanishing point mean? So the vanishing point means that if the street, which is basically, I'd say roughly going from here to here, right? Here's the end of the street, but where these 2 points meet, that's the vanishing point. So it's right above the end of the street. And then everything else, all the other things line, if you take an angle and you draw it, they all go to that same vanishing point. So see that? So these windows angle in such a way that they go to that same vanishing point. This roof up here angles in such a way that it goes to that same vanishing point. Nifty, eh? So everything above the vanishing point goes down, and everything, and here we go. Here's like this rooftop here, right? Even this little one on this side, even this one. I'll take a picture of this. You can really see this. This rooftop here. So the angle, the sort of great news is the angle at this is only for the horizontal lines, the tops and the bottoms of the buildings, right, that are headed this direction. So the angle changes on each of them, but the nice thing is that the angle, you have a measuring point to go to the same place. And you get to decide. Now that does not include lines like that. Here, I'm going to do these in a different color. That does not include lines like this. These will not go to the vanishing point. So you've got to put these in last. And it doesn't include these horizontal lines, which actually go straight across. Right? And it also doesn't include the vertical lines, which will go straight up and down. So anything here, anything that's in this sort of orange does not follow the vanishing points, right? And goes vertically. Either they're straight lines. They either go horizontally across or vertically down. But the tops and the bottoms do go towards the vanishing point. Does anybody have questions about that?
Is the vanishing point kind of in the middle? Or?
The vanishing point is where these two lines meet.
But if you measure from up and down, is it sort of, no, it's not.
It's where these two lines meet. Don't tell yourself middle. You're talking about this middle because that'll confuse you. It's literally, I mean, I guess I see your point. It's below the middle.
Okay, thank you.
It's below the middle. Right. But like really what you need to do, and I will start this now and show you how you're going to start this drawing, is you're going to start like this with my pencil right at the edge, the corner here, and bring that up. And then my second pencil line, because this is a little bit higher up, is going to start here. Hold on. Now I have to move this over. Is going to start higher up here. So it's where these guys meet. See that? Yeah, maybe that's a little bit not angled enough. I'm going to bring it down a little bit. I'm going to bring it down a little bit. I want it to be a little bit more angled. So that's how you determine. And then because we know the vanishing point is a little bit lower, right? That's where the street ends. And then kind of up here is this little doorway. It's really the vanishing point kind of goes to the doorway. Okay, then everything else that's horizontal is based on that. Here, let's see if I can get this. So you get to kind of add in the buildings, the amount of building that you want. Ugh. Come on, damn it. Sorry, guys, still trying to get my. So like, this is the street. I want to add in, I feel like I want to add in this line. This line also has to go to the vanishing point, right? So if I'm going to add this line now, so this is the bottom of the building. If I want to add in this line here, I'm going to start about here, a little bit higher up like this. I'm going smaller, so I may not have room to do everything, but I know that the angle goes right to that vanishing point. So there we go. Things are going to be smaller. I also know that if I want to do that this line at the edge of the building is going to be straight up and down. So there's my edge of my building. And then up here, above this vanishing point, my windows start. So I'm kind of guessing where things are, and I can change the angle, right, if I want to, but I know what the angle is. And notice I've made this building fairly short. Maybe I'll bring it up a little bit, bring it out a little bit. So you get the choice as you're going through here. You're probably going to run out of room. You're probably not going to be able to fit all the buildings on your small space, but you don't need to. because this is a sketch and we're being super loose. Here we go. If I want to move this out a little bit, I can totally do that. Right. I could just move it a little bit this way.
You can use the pencil to get the angles right?
Are you
Like-
watching what I'm doing? Are you watching what I'm doing? Or did you
I
think it was fun?
but I enjoy, measuring with the pencil and
Yeah, you can, well, as long as I see your point. So
Yeah.
as long as you yes, you can use a pencil. You can totally use a pencil.
Yeah,
Yes,
training.
good work. Good girl. Yes, yes, yes. Don't mind me. I'm not being, I'm trying not being, I'm sorry. Like, are you listening to me? Is anybody listening to me? Don't mind me, you guys. Just being silly. I'm coming down here to sketch in this little white, sort of lighter building. Yeah, you can totally use your pencil to check your angles. Absolutely. There's a kind of fence here. So another angled line, right? But like I said, you don't have to get everything in. You're probably, I'm looking here, I'm imagining I'm probably going to run out of room. Also notice that as things get farther away from you, they get smaller, right? So this fence, even though it looks kind of big, it's actually kind of teeny here. Now I'm doing this tall building, which comes up to about here. These are all straight lines. And then this is a straight line across. And this little roof line here is straight. But the top of the building goes down to the vanishing point. Right? However far. And then the side of the building is straight down. So I can add in as much as I want. Is this like kind of, how is this going, guys? Is this making sense to you? So see how simple it is? It's like very simple. I'm actually able to fit in more than I thought I was until I kind of get up to the end of the road. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Now, the other side's a little bit more complicated because we have, we have garbage cans. You'll notice I kind of just cut this one off. I did this one before, so I simplified. So let's see. I think I'll do this building. Right. So the distance is the up and down lines, the vertical lines are straight, but the roof line, once again, will go to the vanishing point. Right? That's what the roof line will be. Then there's another straight line here because we can see a little bit. There's this kind of cool telephone pole, so I might add in that, at least one. These are just straight up and down and horizontals because we're looking at them straight. I mean, if we were drawing them in more detail or doing a bigger painting, there is a little bit of perspective happening, but at this phase, we can't really see it. There's also this kind of tree, this sort of yellowy tree here that kind of comes out. I didn't get it so great the last time. So now I'm kind of sketching in that shape. And now I'm doing another vertical for this.
Hard to measure the angles because as each one gets to, because
each one is different.
Yeah, because it's an outward angle, but then it juts out a little. So as it's coming out, the outer part is expanding.
I'm not sure I understand your question.
Okay,
You're gonna have to restate it. What do you mean?
Everything is three-dimensional. So as everything is kind of compressed from the interior, as you look out,
The angles rise, everything below the vanishing point, the angles rise up. Everything that's above the vanishing point, the angles go down. And they all go down to this same vanishing point, which is where this line and this line meet.
Sorry, Leah. Is it okay if I just measure it with a ruler?
You can do whatever you want.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, but I have this feeling you're overcomplicating something. Anyway, we'll get there. But you have to figure it out by doing it. And maybe it's also very hard to put words on things, right? Like what you're trying to describe. So I get it. I totally get it. Let's see. This is going to go across, and then I think I have room just to get that house in. Now these don't follow. This doesn't follow vanishing point rules. So I'm basically stopping my painting probably about here. You can keep going depending on how much you can fit, right? So this is a straight line. Maybe a little bit. And then this is a straight line, but at an angle. There, this is this horizontal line comes across. This house is important because it's light, right? And then I'm getting a tiny bit of the fence in.
Yeah, I can't see your drawing properly.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Sorry. Yep, here I am.
Thank you.
You got it. So I just did a straight line down for the, so I'm stopping about here. I'm getting a little bit of the fence in. I just know that whatever the top of my fence is, it's going to line up with the vanishing point. The vanishing point is really helpful. It really helps you kind of see what's going on. Now, if you want to do things like add in these garbage cans, right, that are right here, I can bring this in, and I can also bring in so I just did a straight line in to add in my little garbage cans, which are basically just little rectangle containers right now. Not too much detail there. And then I did another diagonal down here at the bottom of the house that also lines up with my vanishing point. And then after that, I want to add in my shadows, my light areas. Right, and if I want to add the garbage cans on the side here, I can do that too. These are just basically boxes. Then I'm adding in the light shape of the shadow, because this is where the watercolor sketch is really going to sing, is sketching out those light shapes. So now I'm sketching out these. I'm doing this a little quick so I can take a look at your guys' drawings. I want you not to feel rushed in this process. And then in the very last, I'm going to add in this building in the back, which is just straight vertical lines that kind of come down here with maybe a couple of windows. Oh yeah, and I would like to add in my windows. So my windows are just straight lines up and down with little spaces in between, right? Here's my bottom of my window. Oh. That may be all the detail I'm going to get to. We'll see. There's a little ledge. The ledge also goes at an angle, slightly different from this angle. So my little ledge also, the little ledges will also go to the vanishing point. Oops. Did I get that one right? Guessing it. There we go. Right, so even this angle and this angle, even this angle and this angle are not the same. Here we go. And I know it's hard to see everything here. I'm trying to get everything in here. I'm going to take a picture of this. Oops, this is not exactly straight. So you can see it looks weird. There we go. Better. And this should be a little bit smaller than this one because it's farther away. So I'm going to bring my line in back where I had it. Yep. Let me take a picture of this, you guys, so you can fully see it. Here, I'll take a picture of my sketch so you can see where I'm at. And then here is the sketch. I know I'm blocking here, hold on. So we're not really gridding. Things might be higher. Your street might be a little higher, a little lower than mine. But you'll notice that pretty quickly we have this feeling of street scene. So now, I'm sorry, I'm not meaning to rush you. Like I said, I want you to take your time on this. Yeah, as long as they follow the vanishing points, Olga, I don't mind. Just make sure you've got your light areas very fully pulled out because those are key in getting a good watercolor. Looks nice. Meow, meow.
Coco is hearing your voice and she's sitting right next to me.
Hi, Coco. Coco. Really? Hey, Paul, can you take a picture of this? That looks pretty good, but can you take a picture of it next time standing straight over so I'm not getting as you can see, your picture, because you're taking it from an angle, is also skewing. So stand over the top of it, but it looks good. This is good. Good job, you guys. Let's see. Checking. I'm checking a couple. Rashmi, it looks good. I'm just checking a couple. So on your right side, Rashmi, your top lines are not going to the same your top roofs are not going to the same vanishing points. So these need to be angled more steeply.
Okay.
So that they're going to the same vanishing point. That's better. That's good. Anything that's, yes. So your top, yeah. So check your roof lines on your, these, if you'll see, mine all go. This goes here. So here's the vanishing point, right? They all go here. Every single one.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. And your eye is going to want you to make these roof lines less extreme. That's what's happening, is that you want to make these less extreme than they are. But because of the way our vision is organized, right, as cone vision, right, it means that as things get farther away from us, they get more angled, right? They angle up and they get smaller. They become more compressed as they move away from us. That might have been what you were trying to say, Paul. They become more compressed as they move away from us. So as they move away from us, they get smaller and the angles get more extreme.
Photography is when you're trying to, yeah, it has to do with photography more so.
Yeah.
Photography.
Yeah, there is also a photography. Linda, looks pretty good, but I'm wondering, hold on. So Linda, this line on your drawing is not going to the same vanishing point as the others. So you need to correct that.
Okay.
Otherwise, I like this. I like your long view. I like the long view that you took here.
Yeah, was a pretty random.
Well, decided, well, yeah. Yes, that one definitely, these ones. I mean, we kind of determine our vanishing point with these bottom lines, right? Where do they meet? That's the vanishing point. Nice. Let's see, Nina, I'm looking at yours. See, Nina, I see, Nina, this looks good. And I see that you're becoming persuaded of the logic of the right brain. I believe I see that happening. Okay, except, well, Actually, yep, that's right.
Yeah, is she moving to the dark side?
She's moving. We're getting her to think like a logical right brainer. Yes.
Dark side.
Good job, Nina. Great job. Wonderful. Ha, love it. See, this is logical. This is not, there's nothing random about this. There's no guessing. There's no guessing about what's happening. There is a rule in place. And if you don't know the rule, you'll never get it right. Right?
Yeah, every time you speak like this, you remind me of my mother. And I just wanted to tell you why, because she
Tell
was
me.
teaching maths for 30 years, and that's exactly what she was saying doing the geometry.
There's a rule, right? There's a rule. If you don't know the rule, then it's like, I know people are like, we have to do math.
It's pure math.
It's pure math. By the way, who's here who I haven't seen? Hi, Rashmi. Hi, Julia. Hi, Tashween. Hi, Natalia. Hi, Linda. Good to see everybody. Really wonderful to see you. This should be kind of freeing. Because we've just got the one rule to follow, and I'm not really requiring that you follow this composition exactly. Good job, you guys. You're doing great. Here, let's see. Well, now, yes, except that Linda, oh, wait, sorry, hold on. Better, sorry, I was looking at something different. Yes, better. Yep. Yep, this is great. Looks great. Linda, top, oh, sorry, the top, the top of your, because you've cut off your windows, for me, I can't really see the top of my windows because I've cut them all off, but the top of your windows also has to go to the vanishing point.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
Don't forget it.
Yeah.
Everything
Okay.
goes to the vanishing point, right? And I just realized the top of my windows also hadn't gone to the vanishing point, so I'll put it there. And you can see it because when you don't follow the rule. Anik, is your mom still teaching?
No, she retired. I mean, after 30 years at high school, she just said, okay,
I'm done.
Yeah, it's also because they started a new reform. She said like, no.
Yeah, fuck, yeah, screw this. I get it.
It's a family tradition. My grandpa was teaching maths for 40 years. Her father.
Wow.
So
did you turn out good in math?
Sorry?
Did you turn out good in math?
I had to.
Yeah, but it's nice because each of you has taken it in a more, you can take your math into an artistic direction. Your mother took it in a visual direction with the math.
She's also very good. I
And
take
she's a
all
good
the
artist,
talent
I bet.
after her.
Yeah. She's a good art, right?
For me, my father was an engineer. And my mom's like a scientist. So, and my sister's like, she's pretty heavy into math and what she does. So that's like mathematic, pretty
Looks pretty good, Rashmi. Okay, so Rashmi, once again, this line is also going towards the vanishing point.
Which one?
This one. This one here, this top of this fence is also going towards the vanishing point. You have it going almost straight. It should be going to the vanishing point. Look. Like this.
Okay, got it.
Yep. See, I'm going to get you on all of these, right? This also has to be angled towards the vanishing point, not straight. Angled.
Isn't it? Okay.
It is not. It's above the vanishing point. At least from what you've sent me. Also, these windows are looking kind of, they're not straight up and down. They're kind of weaving. They're sort of bending like this. So these verticals need to be straight up and down, no bending.
you all were talking about maths, I was just thinking, like, being an Indian, it's very important for us to be good in maths and science. So
Yeah.
Mm,
our
no
family
other choice for humanity.
No other choice for humans. Tashween, that looks pretty good. So of course, the biggest thing to, make sure is that you protect your light areas, because the things on this side here, 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 and here, and then this tree, they're very light. So we're going to start by not painting those. And the buildings on this side, because the light's coming in here, so we're leaving that. It's funny, I can see that like a lot of these, ooh, Sandra, good,
Oh,
good.
good. I'm going to put it in ink then if it's okay.
Wait a minute. Oh, yep, great, perfect. One thing, actually, and that's this little line here. You have it going straight across, unless that's what you wanted to do. You want to show this as a wall. This needs to go towards
it's
the
true.
vanishing point.
It's true. Yeah. Yeah.
But other than that, isn't this kind of delightful? Is anybody else having as much fun with this as I am? Because I feel like it's harder to go wrong. If you
It's
have
puzzle. It's wonderful.
your like, lines, you can kind of build in your little city within them. It's so much easier than try to guess like where everything is, right? It's wonderful. You guys are doing great.
By the way, mine is much more steeply angled than yours.
Yeah, I think because you started at slightly different places, it's maybe a slightly different size. I'm not so
Okay.
worried about that. As long
So-
as the angles meet the vanishing point, we're just using this as a starting point.
So that little roof, in fact, if I put it to a vanishing point, it goes up rather than down
Yes, it should go up.
in my case. Okay.
It should go up.
It
Yeah, a
doesn't in
little
the
bit.
picture. but-
Mine does.
Okay.
Yeah. This one here? You mean this here?
No, I meant the
Which
little
little
one past the trash can. 2 houses away, not in front of that, down below.
This
In
guy. Oh,
between
yeah,
those
yeah,
two-
yeah.
yes, that
That's
guy.
sticking out. So this is actually sticking out. So yeah, great observation, because I just ignored that and didn't put it in. This is actually sticking out. So this angle will be like this one. It will not go to the vanishing point. I don't think. It might, but I'm
No, not
pretty-
this, but the one
This one.
below, the thick part below will go.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, absolutely. The thick part below will go. Yep. Which you can add in or not, just depending. Good job, you guys. These are great. These are going to be so great. So great. Wait till you see. I feel like I've heard from almost everybody. Is anybody ready to start looking at color?
Yes.
Okay. So let's take this guy off. I'm going to put this up. Okay, so we've got color references. Now, once again, I'm going to be super loose about how, whoops, come here, you, how you do color. Come on. This setup is almost there. It's almost there, but just not quite. Can't quite get everything. All right. And I'm going to put my palette. Let's see. Let's put the palette. And put the palette this way. So as usual, I'm going to have you start with the darks. And I think we're going to mix the traditional dark, which, does anybody remember what the traditional, my favorite dark, does anybody remember how we mix that? No point.
Marine blue and burnt
sienna.
amber.
In the red.
That's burnt
Burnt
umber.
umber.
Yes, exactly. Diana has to hear me like 10 times a week saying this.
Even my
Bert-
husband knows these colors now.
Beautiful.
I don't know if any of you are planning to go to the abstract art classes or at least watch them. Carista has totally different colors. So she's got like fluorescent red and like all these freaking fantastic colors. that are really fun. Yes, so let's start with ultramarine blue up here. Oh, and I can see I'm almost out of burnt umber. So where's my little bag? I have a bag of where all my stuff is. I'll get some more burnt umber. So make sure you've got some burnt umber. That's burnt sienna. What's you? Alizarin crimson. The problem with having everything in a bag, it's not very, just all thrown in here. It's not like super organized. If you don't happen to have burnt umber, you can probably get away with burnt sienna, but it'll be a little bit later. So the nice rich dark, rich warm dark. All right, now come on. Burnt sienna, more burnt sienna. I have a lot of burnt sienna. A lot of phthalo blue. Okay. Burnt umber, here we go. Okay, get me some more burnt umber. So we've got ultramarine blue, yikes, sticky burnt umber. Enough blue in there. And then I'm going to be testing sort of up here on the side. If I want a warmer brownish dark, you can add a little bit of burnt sienna as well if you want. Pull in a little sienna there. I mean, you want it dark, but you still want it, you know, kind of warm. Yeah. And then in the darkest areas, which are kind of like the street here, and I'm going, or notice I'm going around the shadows. Yeah, I feel like what happens as an artist, and particularly as a teaching artist, I'm noticing is, you know, you get into a groove with certain colors, and you know they're going to do certain things for you. I really like to start with like this basic mix because I know it's not going to disappoint me, right? I know it's going to be warm, and I can, as I lay it down, I can think about my other colors. Like I don't have to do much thinking. It's more like, here is this base. And you will probably find the same thing with your own colors. So just notice the biggest point here is to get your lights highlighted now by going around with your darks. So this fence is kind of dark, and I'm still going, and then I'm using kind of the corner of my brush to get back here, right? There we go. Yeah, I think that's pretty nice. I'm going to use like the edge of my brush to get in the telephone pole. We're going to deal with wires and things like that later. Just trying to get the basic pieces in. What else is dark? Windows are dark. The windows are pretty dark. Right here. And of course, I'm probably, and then this side of the building here. Now there's a kind of a green tree here, so I'm trying to go around the tree as I add in the side of the building here. I feel like this color, which is also quite dark, has kind of a redder, more burgundy version. So I'm gonna try, is this alizarin crimson? Where's my, yes, alizarin crimson and green here. And I'll remind you of these colors. You don't have to, in fact, I'll take pictures. so we can see them. So I want this to be a little bit redder here. You can decide to get that detail up there. And there's a little bit, do you notice there's a little bit of a lost edge here where this meets the ground? It's not so easy to see. So if the values are a little bit tricky, that's great. That works. So I'm going to move this over and show these colors. So the first mix is ultramarine blue. Look at that, it actually looks like blue. It's nice to have a good camera. Burnt umber, that becomes this kind of dark. And then the second one, which is here, is alizarin crimson and viridian green. Yeah, so that's alizarin crimson, viridian green, kind of a watery viridian green. There we go. This is the mix together. I'll label these and take a picture. Take a picture of these and send it. But isn't this great, you guys? You can see it better, can't you? I feel like the color is much better. Oh, Rashmi, looking good. Wonderful. Yep. Anik looks great. Tashmeen looks great. I think you guys are ready. Start painting. Hey, we haven't even gone an hour yet. We still have an hour to paint. I'm going to take a picture of these. So this is the first color combo. So you'll see that what I put is the mix of them in between, so you can see what they look like separately and together. Yeah, Emma, don't worry. Just go slow. This is not, I'm only racing so that I can give you guys time. This looks great. Looks great. You got it. Vanishing point. It's a wonderful thing. It's so nice to see everyone. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, so if you can, I know that I know that if you're not in the US, the abstract art class is too late for you to catch in your you know, in live, but it was really fun. And then it's really, really fun. Krista's a great teacher. I'm really excited about what we're all going to be doing. And I think you'll find it kind of, I mean, there are rules, but it's a lot less. The first lesson is already up. It's on materials. She uses instant coffee, for example, among other things. So it's worth it just to look at all the materials. I'm going to go check on Le Hermes. You keep going. I'll be right back. Okay. I don't know if you guys also saw what you're going to do in Marie's class on Sunday. That looks really, really neat. Not bad, Tashween. It's looking a little bit on the brown side, but I think you might want to get a little bit of blue into your top layers, more blue into your top layers, but I like it. It's a good base layer. That's looking good. Anybody else? Do you want to wait a minute while I'll tell you what, I'll show you another mix to kind of start dealing with these sort of bricky colors here. And that is burnt sienna. So we're getting, okay, need to get a little bit more burnt sienna. Hang on. Burnt sienna, a little bit of cadmium red, and a touch of ultramarine blue, just a touch. So let's try, is going to be my guess here. So although these are red brick, everything here is in shadow. All the red brick is in shadow. So it's not just red. It's got a little bit of the complement in it. Let me clean off my thing here. So although I want it to be brighter, I'm going to start with a little bit of burnt sienna, right? Nice bright orangey color. That's burnt sienna. I am going to put a touch of blue, not too much, but a touch of ultramarine blue in it. I still want it to look red. Here, I'm trying to pull just a tiny little, there we go. Tiny little bit of blue in. Then I might also add some cadmium red. Let me check. Do I like that? Maybe even a little bit more blue. Oh, not too much blue. Yeah, there we go. If you want it a little bit brighter, a little cadmium red. Yeah, I think I like that. Uh-oh. Okay, we'll see what he does. Hermes is on the move and he's up. He might be causing trouble. Oh, nope, that's too dark. And too dramatic. Okay, so I'm adding a lot more red. Yeah, there we go. Hey, 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 hey. Sorry, I'm not talking to you. And if you want to add brick color, brick markings in, you can, but you don't have to. This is really more about color at this point. Notice as I add this in, I may have to darken my darkest areas, right? And by the way, I invite you to experiment, add more colors in, add some pink in if you want it to be a little bit pinker. You don't have to totally follow this. These are kind of the colors I would pick, but I feel much less, I feel like you all have had enough color theory now that you could kind of do, what you want to do.
I really like this brick color.
It is kind of nice, right?
Yeah.
And you can modify it with yellow. You can modify it with, with more red. You can modify it in a bunch of different ways. Notice as I added in over here, I'm moving around the white house, which I'm leaving white. Notice I can also, notice I'm leaving a little bit of, I'm sort of tapping this in more than fully covering. That also can give you a feeling of brick, right? If you want to, you could go over with this color over here to add that feeling of brick too. Doesn't take very much. All right, so let me write down what those colors are. Yeah, Ani, look, looking good, everybody. And of course, like I said, you're all pretty well versed in color theory now. So there's other things I can do. So this started with burnt sienna and cadmium red. And a touch, just a touch, plus a touch of ultramarine blue. So I think one of the things is just always to be aware of even a rusty red color will be, if it's in shadow, it's going to be a little bit grayed down, right? So all of your colors that are in shadow will have a little bit of gray in them, which means you basically want to mix a little bit of the complement in. A little bit more. There's ways to kind of vary this. I'm showing you variations where I add little bits more of the different colors. Here we go. Needy, it's it looks good, but it's blurry. I can't really, can you take another picture? I can't really see that. Doing great.
Sorry, Leah, I'm going to ask you the same question again because I'm a bit behind. Your brick color was cadmium red.
I just sent it over. I just sent it over. I just sent it over. Burnt sienna, cadmium red, and ultramarine blue. And I showed you different variations of how it looks with more or less red in it. You can play around with that. Look at how much this is already starting to read as a cityscape without that much color, because the drawing is good. I know I'm throwing a lot of information out at you guys. Never apologize for asking me to repeat something. We're working with, you know, that's how it is. We're working with all different levels and everybody's like where they're at. Some people take more time with drawing, but I'm glad you do because drawing is important.
It would help if I turned up on time.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I think that's the value of these classes is you can kind of pop in and out of them a little bit more easily. And everything's recorded. Anyways, I don't mind it if you ask a question over again. I think it's good. I think I'm throwing a lot of information out at you. I think these are actually really, we do a lot in these classes. They are not light. So.
Are you going to tell us about your opening?
If you want to hear, it was amazing. It was really, really fun. Oh my God. I normally, and it's interesting because I normally hate art openings. I don't enjoy them. I'm not really a cocktail party person. And it's a lot of like people coming and you standing and dressed up next to your art. We had so much fun. It was really, I think because, you know, in Oregon, like if everybody who came to the show was vaccinated, so we didn't have to wear masks. There was pink champagne. We were in this beautiful interior design studio. So all my work was like in, you know, as if it was in a living room, a kitchen, a dining room. It was like all set up just around. And the owner is a Stitch. He's hilarious. Like we really had a lot of fun. So it was great. I gave away a big 24 by 48 inch print of one of my paintings, and it made the woman who got it cry. She's like, she had actually, we had everybody enter. She put in her name and she wrote on her little entry, please, please, please. And it was really fun. People just had a great time, and I had a great time. It was really fun. I felt like art, and there were a lot of questions about like how, you know, like how I made things, and we could talk about like, I don't know, like the process, like where the art is going, a lot of ideas about where to go next, and the next show, which will be probably in January. And we came up with an idea for a wallpaper line, so we're gonna try that too. I don't know, it's just really fun. It was really great.
Are you gonna go into designing?
Well, I won't design, right? But I will definitely provide, I mean, I'll definitely be happy to provide like art for design elements. Wouldn't that be fun? To have your paintings on like pillows, or I don't know, like every, you know, wallpaper, or, you know, curtains, or I don't know. I think that would be really fun.
I can tell you a fun story about that. A friend of mine who was a designer and a ceramic artist and graphic artist, and he designed this pattern of it was quiche berries. Like, so it was a pattern for a fabric, and IKEA bought it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, well, so they offered him like a cent per yard, and he said no way. And this is like probably 35 years ago.
Yeah.
And
I bet he's regretting that now.
well, he's dead now, but he said, no, I want it to be bought outright. So he got like $1,000 for it.
Oh.
And it's still in production.
Oh my God. That's fantastic. But I think, yes, it could have been like 1 cent on per unit would have probably made him a lot of money with IKEA.
Oh yeah.
It's needy. This is, your drawing isn't bad, but I noticed that all of your horizontal lines coming across here are angling down. They should not be. They should be going straight. The only angled lines are the tops and the bottoms of the buildings. These lines should be straight across. These lines should be straight down. So if you look at your drawing, you'll see your shadows are kind of leaning this way. So straighten those lines up. Yeah. But pretty good other than that. Nice sketch.
Thank you.
Come here, buddy. You want to come and say hi? Come on. Come on, Mr. Trouble. He's very excited by my new setup. I have a higher desk and a bigger chair, and for some reason he was not interested in the low table, but the high table he wants to jump up on all the time. Come on over. Come on up. Come on up. Hi. Aw. Nice, Rashmi. You'll maybe want to get darker with that. And Anik, you might, so notice that as you lay these in, these are not dark enough. So you're going to want to go over with another darker layer to darken. Paul, by the way, I wanted to tell you that looks great. These are looking great. I like your colors. I like them. All right, so what else have we got here? What other colors have we got to mix? Don't worry, I'll write these down so you guys can see them. There in the light area, there's this kind of neat yellow tree. I don't know if you guys left room for it. I did. It's kind of a yellowy green tree. Let's see. All my yellows are all covered up with other colors. Let's see what I can do. Actually, I kind of have it just by taking my dirty watercolors, my dirty yellows, which have other things in them. What do you have in you? Yeah, I mean, this is kind of like a yellowy green. So I just took a little bit of gamboge. I took a little bit of all my yellows really and just mixed them together and then watered it down, at least for this first layer. Because this is in the light, because I don't feel like I need to get much. Oops. I'm kind of slipping it in around. I need my blankie here. You'll see that my color is watery because I lightened it. So it's kind of balling up here towards the end. I'm not sure I want those drips yet. Although maybe I just let them in and look really good. And then there's a tiny bit of that same color over here on the roof.
So again, Leah, that's gamboge and
It's just all the yellows I have.
all together.
Just all the yellows together. So I can put that in a couple places. Technically, there's a little bit of that poking up here. I don't know if you can see that. I didn't sketch it in. There's a little bit coming down. Here's a little bit of that tree, that yellow tree coming down here. Yeah. So you can add it in. It's a nice little, that's what makes this composition so special, is that little splash of kind of yellow, of yellows. It's looking good, Nina. Although this is pretty red, but if you like that, I guess that's okay. On the next layers, you might want to brown it up just a little bit. But I don't know. I like it. I'm not going to argue. This is a little bit on the thick side. So, and there's not much you can do about that now. So just kind of keep in mind as you're doing these thin lines that you want to use a skinny brush for that. Looking good though, otherwise. Rashmi looks good. Looking good. So there's this little splashes of yellow that's in the light. We've got this kind of light blue back here, right? This building looks blue because it's farther away. So it's got a slightly blue cast. It's not because it's actually blue, it's because it's probably more like the same colors as this or this, but so I'm gonna take, let's see, a touch of ultramarine. Oh, Kitty. I know. Second. Where? Come here. Oh, no. Why did you do that? Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh. what was I talking about? Blue. Ultramarine blue here. I have a little turquoise blue. Cerulean blue might also work. Yeah, I think it's going to be like a combo of a dark and a light blue. Sienna. Because once again, that's it. So here, let me. I'm dark. Right. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. I also have these blue. I'm gonna, even though these are brown, I'm gonna make them blue. So I'm adding in a little bit of that blue mix here. Just in a few places. Not notice I didn't do very much, just little bits. Because this is a small.
Your sound is really shitty.
Anna, we're gonna, she's gonna have to bleep that on the video.
Shitty is not a swear word.
I've used that word about, that word has come up. I actually did use it on my podcast. And now I have to figure out how to bleep it because I don't think Apple's gonna approve it.
Why not?
They say no, you have to no swear words. I'll run it through, see if they do it. If not, I can fix it. I mean, it's not a
Shitty
big,
is not a swear word.
yeah, I agree.
I can tell you that my painting is looking really shitty. Yes, I'm not in my element.
Test speaker, is that working?
What is the blue mix?
Can you hear me?
Now we can.
Okay, great. The blue mix is a light blue, a dark blue, and a touch of burnt sienna. Sorry, I was having trouble with my mic, so I couldn't write that down. So I'm using turquoise and ultramarine blue.
Can you use
And then
cerulean instead of turquoise?
Sure. Yeah, light blue, dark blue. So yeah. Yeah, and then a touch of burnt sienna, just a touch, not too much.
Oh,
Now over here, it's interesting. I wonder what this is. This is a very light kind of yellowy color. And I don't really have strong feelings about how it gets painted. So my suggestion is actually to change it to a color that's more interesting to you. I might try like a kind of I'm trying a kind of yellow. I'm trying ochre. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. Maybe a very watery. You just want it to be very light, whatever it is. So I am going in with kind of a yellow mix here. Down. I might change this on the top layers.
Yours looks so nice.
Thank you. It doesn't take much, right? To make something look kind of like good with
Yeah, I guess.
it doesn't take too much to make something look good with when it's small, is my feeling.
Well, I went small and I'm not succeeding.
Are you working with acrylic?
Yeah.
That may be why.
I'm working with acrylic and I'm working, painting.
Yeah, it may not be as, this is really more, I'd say, for watercolor technique, right?
Yeah, because you have a real good sketch underneath.
Exactly. Good sketch and don't need that much
No, but
detail.
I'm still gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna do it.
Do it. You can do it, Diana. I know you'll turn it around. Probably also what you think of as shitty is not what we think of as shitty too.
Yeah, I think you do.
Paul, to answer your question, I think YouTube, I just always select this is not a video for children. And then they don't require so much.
We'll see how it goes. I mean, I'm publishing 2 of them with, I use the word in one of them, and then he uses the other one. He uses about three or four, Kevin used it like 3 or 4 times. So we'll see how it goes.
Sometimes that's yes, because sometimes things are shitty, and you should never say that. We also in the Thursday class, we actually have an 11-year-old fantastic kid named Addie, who seems to just like, we kind of forget she's there sometimes. I think like it's tricky. So you notice I'm kind of going over with darker blues. I'm darkening my base with a dark again. I got this like thing dark here. Can't really decide what I want to do with this fence. I guess I'll just turn it into a gray. By now you should have a bunch of grays on your palette. So you could probably just pull a gray in here. If you want to, you can kind of add a dark window here just to give a little variation. Let's see. And you can add as much or as little detail as you like. I think that's kind of the nice thing about this.
What is your light mix on the left hand side?
I don't remember. You get to pick that yourself. I don't actually remember. You can make it any color you want. I was like, you get to do, see, isn't it this great with watercolor? I'm like, whatever, you can do whatever you want. Wait, was that Olga's I was just looking at? Who was that? Olga, very nice. See, look at Olga totally changed it up, but kept with the values. Very nice. Kitty cats everywhere, of course.
Of course.
Of course. That's great, Olga. I love it.
Thank you.
How fun. So let yourself, Rashmi, there's a little bit of leaning happening on your windows. They're leaning. Means that like these lines aren't straight up and down. These should be straight up and down. So when you do your next layer of dark, make sure that these are straight. Now I just want you to have fun with it, like Olga did. So Olga, if you want to try the other one. Try this one.
Okay.
Do that one. Here, I'll put it up to the front.
Yeah, what color is that between on the left side, between the red and the blue?
I'm not gonna tell you. You get to pick your own. I don't remember. I want you to pick your own color. If you want inspiration, look at what Olga did, but I don't remember.
Wow, Olga.
Yeah. I just don't remember. So do what you want. Make it green, make it pink, make it purple, make it yellow.
I especially like your street, Olga, with the flickering light in the
It
paper.
turned out well. I agree, Diana. Good one. I agree. Now you get to do what you want to do. Oh, I definitely need to darken my windows. So the windows are really straight up and down.
Yeah, everyone, this was really fun. I'm gonna go back to work.
All right, Tashween, thanks for joining.
Yeah, if you have any advice, let me know, but I already pulled the tape off and it was fun.
Let me see. Let's see. Hold on. Let's look. Oh, I think that's great. I think it's wonderful. Yay! It's fun.
Like the cables on top.
You like the what?
You know, all the wires? It kind of reminds me of the heights. Like, do you have suggestions? Like, can I pencil? Would you think that would look good if I penned them in?
You could pen them in. You could use a very skinny brush. Here, let me try to do a couple of these before you go, just to show you really quickly. Yeah, don't do all the wires, right? Just do a few. Yeah, I agree with you. I think the wires are fun and they can be tricky. So, yep, like you can kind of pull one across here. I'm just mixing ultramarine blue and brown. Let's see. You want some of them to be kind of light. Here's one here, kind of coming across here. Yeah, I guess if you wanted to, you could also add in this pole here because a lot of the wires are going to it. So see how that's very light. Start very light anyway. Later you can add more detail, but you don't need to do too many. So just look at the ones you can kind of see. You'll just find out. See how, does that help?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so until you feel like, okay, this actually feels kind of good. You can add in, right, a couple here. Wait, two. And the trick is just not to get too thick. So I'm using kind of the corner of my brush. Yeah, I think those look really neat too. Just don't feel like you have to do all of them. I think that's the best advice. Tiny brush and don't feel like you have to do all of them.
Awesome.
All right, enjoy. Have a great day at work. Rest of your day at work. I'm jokingly tell Tashween, and she's in the, Diana already has an art degree, so she doesn't need one, but Tashween comes to almost every class now, and I'm like, yeah, you could get an art, you could actually get a full-on art degree if you went to every class. That's for 15 hours a week of art that you could do. So you could get the equivalent of an art degree for free.
Yep.
And now I'm intentionally not telling you any more color choices because I want you guys to play with it. Olga, do you want me to pull up that picture to the front of the thread, or do you have it?
No, I have it. Thank you.
Okay, great. Are you guys enjoying this?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you want to do? What do you want to do next week? I have this really cool photo of a apple orchard that I pulled up that I thought might be kind of fun to do. What do you want to do? What else do you want to do?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. I mean, eventually we can get back to animals, but I kind of like the concept of these because it is helping you kind of take in a scene, right? So this is a street scene, but now we're gonna maybe try a kind of a landscapey scene, maybe a beach scene, just to practice with things where we can practice perspective. We can practice simplifying.
I'm really enjoying this one. So if we can do more.
I think it's like, right, because it's small. Because it's small, it's sketchy. Sketchy. Yeah.
Really fun.
Yay. Oh, Toshween added in her little, this looks great. Look, she added in a few before she went back to work. Great. By the way, all of these are looking great, you guys. I'm loving them. Looking good. Looking good. Yeah, in a way, I'm sort of getting you ready to start sketching out, you know, like if you wanted to go and sketch a scene. And actually, I think that's a good skill to have in watercolor. So maybe this is where we should be focusing our energy at the moment. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to, like, you know, when you go on and on like we do, we can kind of do everything. So sort of neat.
Leah,
Yes.
floor is ultramarine blue and burnt sienna, is it? Sorry,
What's
one
that?
number.
For which?
The gray floor.
This?
No, the other one. The flooring. The floor.
Oh, this?
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
it's ultramarine blue and burnt umber.
Okay.
Ooh, Annika, I like the yellows. Beautiful. Annika got a little bit of glow in there. Very nice. Super nice. Annika, if you want to work on something else, try this one.
Which one?
This one.
Oh.
I'll move it forward in the thread so you can see it again.
Okay.
I think that's done. You can like
I think
move.
it's done, really?
Yeah.
You
I mean, you can.
already done? Wow.
Don't look at it. Don't you think she's done? Or mostly done?
I haven't done any sky.
Wow.
I know. This is what's great about this exercise. It's not hard. It's not so hard to do.
It looks great.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
It's fun.
Here, hold on. It's here. Here we go. Friday. There. Try that one.
Okay.
And I like it because it moves you along. You know what I mean? We don't, our inner critic is not so, as long as we're, what you can see is important here. And what we spent the most time on is the drawing. The drawing had to be strong, right? We had to understand the elements for these pieces to kind of work together. Ooh, Sandra, love it. See, Sandra like flipped around a lot of stuff, but this is great. Look, she flipped the colors around. She made this light. But I like it because it's still kind of soft and what do you call it? It's beautiful, Sandra. These are beautiful.
I had an accident on right hand side, but that's good.
Yeah, it's all right though. Doesn't really bother. I see it, but it doesn't really, it's not really bothersome.
But
if you wanted to, you might make the whole thing kind of dark, a little bit darker.
You mean the houses? Yeah, they've come later.
Just this part here, right? Like just make
Where?
that.
Sorry, Leo, your phone is off the camera.
Oh, sorry. Just this part here.
Oh, okay. That door was supposed to be light. It was only the corner that was supposed to be dark, but it bled into it.
That's okay, but I like it.
You know, the street where it's bleeding, it's beautiful. It's nice when it's bleeding.
Oh my God. And look at what Emma did. So look at these two, right? I'm starting to get excited. So look at these two. They're so different and so fucking great. These are amazing. Yes. So here's where you start with me, but look at how your voice is coming out, you guys. Sandra's, Emma's, wonderful. Oh my God, it just makes me so happy. That is really fantastic paint application, Emma. It has a very floaty quality. And Sandra, I love yours just as much. I just think they're right. They're different because of your color choices, because of how you use the brush, It's different. You're finding your feet. It's so exciting. So exciting. I actually, although I know I come across as pretty controlling, I actually, you're all laughing, right? I know it's true. But I actually love this part where you feel free enough to start to riff, because that's where really in this particular case, we're kind of controlling about the drawing, right? But then after that, you're kind of free to do a lot, make a lot of decisions, and look at how magical it is. So I actually prefer not to be controlling, but and we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. That's why I think it'd be fun to do. So are we all in agreement that maybe doing some sketchy scenes in watercolor for the next couple of weeks will be kind of fun?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe there'll be some landscapes. There might be a beach scene. There might be another city scene. Just things where I find pictures where I find, the elements are all in place. It is true also taking off the tape is kind of a fun, look at that. Yeah. Like it. Fun. It's really wonderful. Great work. So if you're feeling so inspired, keep going and sketch this guy. In this case, the light is kind of, it's here. And then there's these white areas, which you want to leave kind of jaggedly white. And here, this actually would be a really fun one to paint too. But I'll let you try that on your own, because I think that's something that doesn't require a lot of perspective drawing. So I think you guys will all be able to handle it. So your assignment, your homework assignment, voluntary homework assignment, is to try this one. Just see how it goes, but little, right? So we're not so stressed out about the details. Oh, very nice, Anik. Super moody. I love it.
Thank you.
I love it. It's great. It's great. I think adding in a blue sky doesn't hurt this one at all, right? Because we've got so many of these lights preserved. You could totally make your sky have a little bit of color in it. Great. Wonderful. Yes, feel this is you guys all being able to do this means you've moved up a level, right? So your hard work is paying, wouldn't you say, Diana? Their hard work is paying off.
They're doing better than I do.
Well, it's not about that. And that's generally, you're pretty good. So I wouldn't say that, but I would say their hard work is paying, your hard work is paying off in your results. Your hard work is paying off in your results. And you can tell your hard work is paying off in your results when I start saying, I don't care what color it is. Do whatever you want. Like, figure it out. That means you have kind of moved to a level. That's great. So great. Wonderful.
Oops.
Woo! I feel like dancing a little jig. Woo-hoo-hoo. All right. One of these, by the way, I'll be sending out a weekly email, and definitely some of these will be on it, or at least one of these. I have to decide which one. Oh, Charlie.
Yeah.
That's a great shot of Charlie. I'm sorry about Charlie.
Yeah, I am too.
Sorry about that.
It's awful. It's just awful.
It's very shocking. It's so quick, so fast. You don't have time to
process it, right?
Get used to the idea. It's like 1 minute is here and the next is not. I think that's particularly hard.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I find myself looking at your pictures this morning, Diana, and crying before work. I don't think I've even met Charlie, but I was like, oh, he has a great expression.
Yeah, he was a good dog.
He was a good dog. He's still a good dog. He's just not in pain. He's not in pain. As Lisa Richwine was saying, they hide their pain well.
Yeah.
Animals do.
A bit too well.
Yeah, a bit too well. Exactly.
Coco's really good at that.
At hiding it, at hiding pain?
Well, not if you leave her alone. Then you'll see her like shivering.
Oh.
No, but there was another dog. We used to have another dog from the neighbor that just decided that she wanted to live with us. And but then it got run over, and then the neighbor was upset with her, so she had her put down.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. I mean, the vet, this was like, it was weird. The vet was staying with us, and he's like, yeah, she'll be okay. And then the neighbor just took her and had her put down because she
okay.
Dog actually refused her. The dog
We're gonna...
yeah.
We're gonna stop here with animal horror stories.
Yeah, let's not tell any no more animal horror stories today. It's been too hard.
I mean, we all have stories like that. We don't want-
But the point is that that dog was like, that dog went through had a lot of bad things happen to her, I think.
Paul, let's stop talking about it. It's a little too hard to hear.
Yeah.
Just today, because Diana had a rough day on Wednesday. So,
I didn't even know. I'm so sorry.
yeah.
Yo tengo inglés, Andrea.
Oh,
Let's see. Oh, Olga went ahead and raced through. So, Olga, guess what? Your drawing is not, you missed it on the drawing. So the markings that are happening. So I like that you went fast here, but here's what happens when you go fast. You have your lines going in totally the wrong direction. So
It
can you
looks
see that? It does not look right to me. It looks like a totally, so these should be straight across. These should be in, right? This is, it does not look, it looks like a totally different thing is
It
happening.
looks like she
However,
did the interior of it and not the outside wall, which would
but
work too.
but it doesn't read as correctly, right? Because our eye knows that I can see this side.
Yeah, but imagine you don't see the complete, the
it's
straight
still,
part. Nobody's
oh.
seeing that picture. Do you
Wow,
see if it was just the interior?
Yeah, but it still doesn't look right. It still doesn't look right. So that's, the angles aren't correct. There are things. So I'm not I'm sorry. I should say, I love, Olga, that you totally whipped this out fast. As usual, I'm going to caution you. I'm going to go back to my controlling self and say, I want you to pay more attention to your drawing. I want you, because these lines don't work. And they don't work enough to disturb the vision of the drawing. You know, like the painting is kind of sweet, but I'm bothered by it. It doesn't look right to me. So even though she's done what could be interpreted as the inside, those lines aren't right either. So I want you to pay more attention to what's actually happening.
I have a question regarding it. I understand what's the problem, but
oh, Rashmi, nice.
About the vanishing point, if you're speaking about this left part of the wall and this, how we should manage
there's no vanishing point here. I don't think you'll be able to see it.
But all of them have different angles.
Yeah, so you got to measure them. You have to measure them, right? Check it. See? Right? So they're going to follow the same, even if you can't find the vanishing point, they're still going to follow. Right? See that? It's like
Yeah.
I'm going in a clockwise. You just, so they're still gonna follow. So this, it's probably, I think this is probably, might be the eye level, but you'll be able to tell because where the eye level is, oh, I see what you're asking. Yes, so that's a good question. So where the eye level is kind of where it straightens. Right? So find where the thing straightens. And then that helps you bring these down, right?
And on the left side, are they like straight, these lines of the brick, or not?
No. You mean on this side?
No. On the left side, because we have like two parts, like two sides.
Oh yeah, this part is straight, right?
On the left, it's horizontal before you get to the.
Oh, right. I see what you're saying. The left, right? Sorry, the left. You said the left. I'm working on the right. Yes, these are straight. Right?
Okay.
Yep, absolutely. So yeah, you'll kind of see it because it'll be straight across. You'll see. But just know that everyone kind of goes at a slightly steeper, then less steep, then less steep, then straight, then more steep, then more steep, then more steep, then more steep, right? As you're going up and down. So try it again. I want to see the sketch actually. And it's the same on this side, right? These are going to do the same. So about here is where so if you're going to get super detailed, each one of these lines comes, right, more and more steep as you go up.
Oh, no, we don't want the cat in the pallets. No.
No cats. Here, I'll take a picture of this, Olga, so that you can see it too. I think it'll be helpful to see the lines.
About like on the left
Right.
side.
Yeah. Let me take a picture of this so you can see it. Give me a moment. I appreciate your jumping in and doing this. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to be like, no. By the way, Rashmi and Paul, and Natalia, these are beautiful. Every single one of them. I freaking love them. I love them. I don't just like them. I love them.
I'm just done with my sketch. How about that? That's how I go.
Well,
how can you have a tree look like a tree when you have like a small space like that? I guess I should have drawn.
Smaller and look at the shape like everything else, but you don't need it. It works, Paul. It's great. If you want to, it's just easy, you just got to get sort of more, but I think this reads like a great cityscape. I love it. Julia, great. How fun. Ha! I love it.
Oh, wow, you went so fast, Diana.
Diana, that's awesome. So for Diana, this all beginning study is part of the drawing. Do you see how she was like saying, I've just finished my sketch? She's just sketching with acrylic paint.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's wonderful. It's great. And because she's sketching with acrylic paint and perhaps going a little bit bigger, I'm guessing 11 by 14?
No, this is just 9 by 12.
9 by 12. It still takes more time to get it to look right. So what we were able to do with a pencil and watery color sort of gave us a lot of, is a little bit trickier to get in as quick a time frame, because you can clean this up and work these angles and these lines a little bit more with acrylic.
Yeah.
Anik, yes, it's wonderful. Oh, love it.
Thank you.
Love it. Are you guys happy?
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah, I think these are great.
Yeah.
I love these.
Wow.
I love these. These are wonderful.
They are.
Emma, I have to say, I have a particular, I am particularly in love with the mark making in your piece. There's something very dreamy, but it's hard for me to say. I love all of them. I actually really love every single one that you guys have sent over, because I can see that you spent time at the drawing, and I love how sort of watery and light yours is, Rashmi. And I love, Sandra, how I love the structure. And I feel like, Sandra, I'm seeing your voice coming out in these sketches, like this one, the one you did last week. They have a very distinct feeling. I know, it's really, Yes.
It's weird
so-
how they're all different.
Yes,
Very
yes,
weird.
Olga, exactly. Yep, that's that way. Oh, Nina, this is fucking amazing. I love how you solved this problem by just adding in a tree around it. Great problem solving. Great. Fantastic problem solving. I love this piece. These are great. Bravo. Really, really great. So, she got a little bit thick here, so she just put a tree around it so you can't see it. Great.
Olga, you're doing the doorway.
Yeah.
Rashmi, wonderful. Oh my God, these are great.
Yeah, that's how it should be, Olga.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It should
Olga, that's
just be
exactly
a
right.
little bit shorter. The one going into the doorway is a little bit shorter.
Yes,
than yours.
yes. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. That's true. But that's the direction that things are going.
The lines
But
would
the
take
lines
care-
are right.
Right, but the lines are correct.
Okay.
And then, of course, what you have here is once you've done that, you'll see that this is kind of an uneven brick. So technically, this kind of bends a little bit because it's showing the unevenness of the brick, right? So you can kind of follow that line. It's not exactly straight down. And these are a little wobbly because we've got all these holes in there. But yeah, that is basically what is happening. Good job. That's it. So that's applying, right. So I can see what was confusing for you, Olga, because we've really reviewed, we spent a lot of time with 1 point vanishing perspective, but this is the side, right? Like here.
Yeah.
Like here, right? That requires a different, that requires different, just knowing how to put those together. Good job, you guys. Oh my gosh. It's that time. It's 10 o'clock or 7 o'clock or 9 o'clock or 2 o'clock or whatever. Like what people are like, why don't you put your times on your classes? I'm going to remove the spotlight for a second. And people are like, why don't you put your classes? And I'm like, no, just absolutely.